Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Solidify!
Is Zhongli still worth using in 2023? What changed when he last appeared in his rerun? How does he fare in the game now? Is he still worth playing to this game? Is he even worth getting if he gets another rerun? What's his roles? There's a lot of questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability. First of all, I'm going to try to answer this as a proud C4 Zhongli owner, and I'm going to try to answer it as unbiased as much as possible. I know there's going to be a select few in the comments that probably know me that are going to still complain that I'm completely biased to Zhongli for obvious reasons. It's obvious. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Help me reach over 600 subscribers relative to the channel, and I appreciate every single one of you guys sticking around to this video if you guys enjoyed. Anyway, let's get right to it. How to summarize Zhongli in the fewest words possible. Easy button. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. And Geodaddy. And best shielder. Okay, well, the shielding part, I have to stay true because he is literally one of the greatest shielders in the game without a doubt. His shield has probably the highest HP. Literally can reduce any damage to 0, but corrosion is still a thing and it will still break you. Unless if you have C6, which is vamp break, but just a bit. Anyways, Zhongli's shield is definitely the absolute strongest in the game without a doubt. No other character in the game has any damage absorption to any element in the game. I'm not even joking. He literally has a complete damage absorption to every damage type in the game. Even physical, which is actually also saying something. Another thing to mention is that his skill in general actually has universal rest shred to every damage type. Yes, I'm not even joking. He actually can do that. And no other character in the game can actually do that. So he's very unique because he can literally reduce resistance to every enemy that is hit by a skill, which actually speaks a lot. Investing for Zhongli is actually more easier than you actually might realize, because if you just first got him and wonder how to build him, just build him with HP since his entire kit is based on HP. Just use a weapon like the Black Tassel, for example, and for the artifact set, you can definitely run in the 4-piece tenacity since you're going to get a lot of health and it's going to benefit his shield and defensive capabilities. Now to some of the advanced stuff. You can make Zhongli be good for energy gain since he actually can do some pretty good damage if you make sure you have enough crit built on him. Weapons like Favonius Lance will be very beneficial here because you'll definitely be able to get a lot of easy energy gain as well as using the catch if you value your burst damage. Or if you have a weapon like Primordial Jadewing Spear or even Staff of Homa if you really value Zhongli's damage to the max. Artifact set wise, you can definitely go for a combination between Archaic Petra and Noblesse Oblige if you value more on Zhongli's burst damage besides, his shield support. You can definitely run 4-piece on Noblesse since if you really value his burst as well as being a burst support, you can even also go hybrid mode, which is what I normally run, which is basically a combination of tenacity and Noblesse with a lot of HP to boot, or even bother using Archaic Petra if you want to do some more additional Gia damage in the mix as well. For talents wise, focus on shield because his shield is so unbreakable. You can do burst second and then I guess, how do I say it, you can even use his normal attack third just because you really value his normal attack a lot. Now to the gameplay side. Once you get Zhongli's shield, your enemies will have a hard time breaking this shield. Unless if they gang up on you, which it could happen most of the time if you do Spiral Abyss or if you do like an absolute mob of enemies. But against single target, your opponents are going to have a hard time breaking the shield, where you're just going to be able to freely just do as much damage as you please and use either Zhongli or even all your other teammates on the field to do as much damage. And plus, if you're able to use the hold skill, then you'll do even more damage thanks to the universal res shred, which is why Zhongli is still viable to use even still to this day. Now if you have crit and if you have energy gain problems, don't worry. Zhongli with Favonius Lance and 4-piece tenacity really support his support capabilities well as being a support and a shielder. Increasing shields, giving you free energy gain if your characters suck on getting it, he can do that. Some sample comps that I would recommend putting Zhongli would definitely be in Mono Geo, or if you want to put him in hyper carry teams that your main DPS will do it with a lot of other supports, or if you really want to value like your main damage dealers like, let's say, Huta Vaporize or Yoimiya Vaporize comps, which you know, Huta doesn't really need it, but Yoimiya does. And then, or if you want to have Zhongli do the main damage, there's a lot of combinations you can run for him. Now for the casual side, if you need ores and your Claymore characters are cutting it, no problem. Just one hold skill, boom, instant ores for days. Zhongli excels in mining really well. Ever in the need of getting wood for your furnishings in the Serenity plot? Well, don't worry. Zhongli's fast attack patterns, his normal attacks, will be beneficial enough to easily get all the wood you need to getting the furnishings you crave. Even if you don't have the wood gadget, don't worry. Zhongli can help you out whenever you need it. Even after all the changes that Zhongli has been through ever since version 1.1, his HP kit buff, you know, how Geo's the weakest element in the game ever since Denjo, and how his usage value still drops over time, would I still say Zhongli is still worth playing in 2023? Yes! He really still is worth playing in 2023. And I know Zhongli really isn't meant for everyone. Everyone has a unique playstyle, everyone has different opinions and how they play the game, and it's understandable. Like, there are some diminishing weaknesses that Zhongli has, like as I mentioned before, that his endgame usage will drop over time, and he really can be a DPS loss in some scenarios for some team comps. Like the team comps that I didn't list are probably the areas of DPS loss because they really wouldn't fit Zhongli since other supports can do better than him in that. But just like Kokomi, he is still a very good comfort pick if you just want to get into the game and just breeze through some of the hardest content without really the need to get good or just try hard. He's just there to help you along the ride, and yeah, easy button as well. But Zhongli can still do a lot even if he literally probably is like the carry for most Geo characters or the Geo element itself, even if it's the weakest element in the game. I still find Zhongli so much fun to play because I enjoy building him, I enjoy playing him uniquely, and I enjoy having a lot of fun besides, you know, using him as my backbone for many teams, since I also value like a lot of other characters that are probably better than Zhongli, but I still stand by as Zhongli being one of the best characters in the game to this day, and how much fun I still enjoy getting it. Now, if you were to ever get a rerun, which according to leaks is 3.5, sorry, but yeah, if Zhongli would ever get a rerun, if it's worth spending his primos to get him, I would say yes, but I know there are other better options, like getting a new character is better than getting like a rerun character, or if you value constellation, or if you value better constellations than Zhongli, because Zhongli's constellations are not the best except C2. C6 is a bit lackluster, but honestly, Zhongli is still strong even without the need of constellations, just to point that out there right now. And that's pretty much showing how strong Zhongli can really be in pretty much every single aspect on the field you can think of. Now to continue answering and completing my verdict on the final question, is Zhongli still worth using in 2023? Personally, yes. He has been carrying me to Spiral Abyss for the longest time possible, and his shield and support capabilities have carried me so much in surviving the hardest of dangers, and as well as probably also clutching out most of the content pretty well in this game. I mean, the game is pretty easy as enough, but Zhongli just makes it even easier. He does his support role very, very well, and even if I do go the advanced roles that I do with Hybrid, he still can do his role pretty well. He's indeed a meta character, and he's pretty easy to invest building with, and trust me, he's so worth when you get his shield setups complete, as well as getting how satisfyingly fun his entire kit is, especially when you enjoy the fun factor that Zhongli can bring, as well as helping your other characters do all the work. Remember, Zhongli is indeed the backbone of many survivable teams to this day, and how he's able to keep so many players alive from the jaws of death. He's definitely worth pulling whenever he ever gets another rerun if he has a chance. He's pretty easy to invest on building. Just a simple HP shield build with 4-piece tenacity is good enough. Advanced builds are also pretty good in store, and he will always help carry your other best characters in the game. Zhongli is meant to be one of the greatest supports in the game, and he continues to do so to this day. And I will still continue playing him because I still find Zhongli fun to the end of time. So yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching today's video of me talking about this. If you guys enjoyed, why don't you go ahead and let that sub and like button know what's up. And if you guys want to see more videos related like this, then by all means, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, peace out, and take care.